The top 20 tactics to break through the noise on social media. Hello everyone, my name is Wesley Otto and I am the CEO and co-founder of OMG Auto Media Group, a leading digital marketing agency located in Mankato, Minnesota. We handle marketing for hundreds of clients across a wide range of industries. Those clients come to us for copywriting, photography, videography, graphic design, website development, and social media marketing, along with a whole host of other creative marketing services. The tips you're about to learn come from actual experience on the part of myself and my team during the many successful projects and campaigns we've worked on over the years. Social media is one of our biggest service areas, and I myself have had the unique privilege of consulting and directly managing campaigns for organizations ranging in size from early stage startups all the way to $100 million organizations. This is why I believe you're going to find some actionable value in this video where I highlight the top 20 tips, tricks, and tactics to help you break through the noise on social media. All right, let's dive in. You'll see it time and time again, anytime you go through any social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, a constant stream of information flowing at you from every direction. Everyone's posting 24/7, and so that's why it's important that you make sure that your content stands out above all else. The simple way to approach content is to think about it in a handful of different categories. Number one, you've got written content. This is any time that you see a blog or a long-form written post on social media. Number two is photography. That's pretty self-explanatory. Number three, you've got video. Video is king in social media, and right now it's really the biggest thing that most people are focusing their energies and efforts on. If you are interested in really upping your content strategy and your content game, you're gonna make sure that video is a part of your overall strategy. When it comes to the amount of time that you and I spend on social media platforms, if we really do a self-evaluation of what we're doing, we're consuming video more so than any other form of content. Facebook and Instagram specifically have invested large sums of money into long-form video content through Instagram TV and the Facebook Watch platform. So when we're thinking about creating more content for our businesses and organizations, it's important that we make video a part of our overall strategy. Tip number one, the algorithm. The majority of the social media platforms have some sort of newsfeed or algorithm-based pipeline for how they produce and put content in front of you. The newsfeed or any kind of algorithm-based pipeline of content really operates in the same way no matter what platform you're looking at. The social media platform, let's take Facebook for example, basically looks at your interests, your friends, your family, and past behaviors that you've taken as an individual and says, how can I put more relevant content in front of you? Now, sometimes that's just based on things that you've liked or commented on, and other times it's based on things that Facebook is making assumptions on. Maybe they're assuming that you're gonna enjoy video of something that you previously liked a photograph for. The reason why they're putting that type of content in front of you is because they want you to spend more time on the platform. So what does this mean for us as businesses and organizations? This essentially means that we need to figure out how best to create content in a way that allows us to reach our potential customers, and we need to create more of it. The majority of small businesses are not posting on social media often enough, especially not often enough to meet their goals. Content is the name of the game, it is the king, and it is the thing that you need to focus on most as a small business. Tip number two, context. So I know we just got done talking about the algorithm and content creation, but one of the most important things you can think about when you're creating your own content strategy is which platforms make the most sense for your organization. Ultimately, if you're trying to reach a particular customer base or a target market, you don't want to be trying to talk to them on a platform that they're not expecting to be hearing from you on. If you're trying to reach business leaders or CEOs or even individuals with different or more specific titles than that, and you know that you're looking at talking to them about a business related topic, it probably makes less sense to be on Instagram and more sense to be on LinkedIn. On the flip side of that, if you're looking at selling something that's more of a lifestyle brand, it probably makes sense to be on either Facebook or Instagram, but not so much on LinkedIn. You need to pick the right context to start your conversation for your target market. Tip number three, stop selling. Seriously, I mean it, guys. Stop selling. Not everything on social media is about you selling your particular product. It should be about trying to provide some sort of value to your end customer. If every day your social media post is about whatever your latest special is, some sort of promotion that you've got going on, or even if you're just asking people to reach out for a freebie course, those types of things all reek of selling. And people get sick of selling and they stop paying attention and they even stop trusting you. These are all negative things for your overall social media strategy because they don't help you build relationships. And that's the name of the game when it comes to social media: relationship marketing. Tip number 4, create value. We just got done talking about how you don't want to be selling on social media 100% of the time. That's why you need to find ways to create value for your target market. Ultimately, if we're going to use social media for the purposes of relationship marketing, we need to do something to actually earn the trust and loyalty of our target market. That means we need to find a way to create that particular type of value that's going to bring that customer back to us again and again. A lot of times value creation comes in the form of either news, education, or entertainment. Entertainment's an easy one to understand because ultimately most of us are on social media looking for some form of escapism. Education and news are fairly self-explanatory, but they're also great opportunities for businesses to create value for their potential customers. So while you stop selling, start creating value. Tip number 5, video. When we look at the different forms of content that we can create for social media, we're looking at the written word, like blog posts, photography, or video. Ultimately, most of the social media channels have made video a major priority. They've either launched long-form video platforms like Facebook Watch or Instagram TV, or they've integrated it into the core news feed within their platform. This is because video is one of the easiest forms of content for us as consumers to actually consume. Therefore, when we're looking at this as a business or organization, we need to say, how can we capitalize on this? And that's by creating more video ourselves. Tip number 6, personal brand boost. When we're thinking about creating content, or more specifically video content, for our social media pages, we often ask ourselves, well, what would be interesting enough for people to actually stop and watch a video about? I know this can be a challenge, especially when we're looking at businesses that maybe have less exciting subject matters to talk about, and that's where the personal brand boost becomes a really important opportunity. Instead of focusing on the product or service that you offer, you can actually focus on you, the business owner. This is a huge opportunity for people within real estate or financial services to take their brand to another level, because ultimately, we as consumers are not looking to work with a business or a corporation, we're looking to work with people. Injecting your personality into your organization's social media strategy will give you that needed boost to take you to the next level. Tip number 7, consistency is key. This is really true, guys. Consistency is key. If you're looking at your social media strategy and thinking you can get away with posting maybe once or twice a week, this probably isn't going to cut it. Evidence shows that if you post only once or twice a week, the chances of you reaching even 15 to 20% of your audience is next to none. Because of the algorithm and news feed features of most social media platforms, you're going to have to post on a very regular basis if you hope to reach the majority of your audience on a regular basis. This is why consistency is crucial for your business. I understand social media can be a time suck, but making that type of dedication to putting out consistent quality content is super important if you want to reach your brand organizational goals. Tip number 8, user-generated content. Now, full disclosure, this tip isn't for everyone. This is going to be specific to businesses that have either retail or like a restaurant, something like that, where you have a very visual product. Ultimately, if you've got a large customer base that is using your particular product on a daily basis, like a restaurant, there's a high probability chance that people that are already buying your product are probably taking photographs of it as well. Maybe they're even taking creative photos or video. That content probably lives on someone's social media page, and you can go out there and find it for yourself. That's called user-generated content. Ultimately, if you can source this content from your customer base, you're going to have higher engagement rates on your social media pages, and it's going to make for an easier lifestyle for you because you're not going to have to generate as much content yourself. This is just an overall good strategy if you've got the right type of business and brand to pull it off. Tip number 9, Using a scheduling software. This one's pretty self-explanatory, guys, but ultimately the idea is if you use a scheduling software, you're probably going to save yourself some time. Now, I get zero kickbacks from these organizations, but I can recommend a couple for you. You could try out Hootsuite or Buffer if you're interested in trying a specific social media scheduling software. One of the nice things about these softwares is you can schedule posts out into the future, but you can also look at analytics across all of your social media channels. It's just a great way to keep things together and really save yourself time both in posting content and analyzing the successfulness of it. These scheduling softwares sometimes can be free depending on the number of platforms that you're looking at using, and can be fairly affordable if you really think about how much your time is worth as a business owner. Tip number 10. Don't completely outsource your social media. Now this one is one that people are tempted to do all the time. I'll just hire an intern, or maybe I'll hire a freelancer. Maybe I'll even go through and hire an agency. It's difficult for your business to see true success when you outsource your social media, and here's why. Generally speaking, an intern doesn't have all the skills necessary to be able to completely and effectively run your social media and understand what's going on within your business. That's the same for freelancers and advertising agencies who don't spend their time in your business every day. You're going to get customer complaints, you're going to get questions, and you're going to get all kinds of different inquiries through your social media pages, and individuals that are not directly a part of your organization likely don't have the answers to those questions. Then you're just pushing off these individuals to another form of contact, which completely derails the point of social media. So if you want to augment your social media strategy and use someone else to help you build your overall strategy, or more importantly, create content for your social media, that is a smart decision. Hiring professional photographers, videographers, and agencies to lead specific campaigns can be an excellent strategy when trying to build on your social media campaigns. Just don't outsource all of your social media. Tip number 11. Recruitment. One thing you might not realize about Facebook is it actually has an entirely separate area within its platform called Jobs. Facebook Jobs is a very powerful tool where you can use Facebook Jobs to recruit potential employees for your small business. Another recruitment tool that you can use is LinkedIn. Especially if you're looking for people that are looking for long-term careers, LinkedIn has talent insight tools that help you to be able to find potential employees for your organization. Whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn, you can find excellent talent resources by using these social media platforms to further your small business. Tip number 12, paid advertising. Paid advertising is something that most small to medium-sized businesses are not doing enough of. There have been hundreds, if not thousands, of businesses that have built multi-million-dollar organizations simply through using Facebook advertisements. Ultimately, when we're looking at various forms of advertising as a small business, we need to be selective in which forms of paid advertising we choose to invest in. We talk about CPMs within the advertising business. CPMs are cost per thousand. Cost per thousand is a fancy way of saying how many dollars do I have to spend to reach 1,000 people. Social media has some of the lowest CPMs within the advertising industry, which is one of the reasons why it's one of the most powerful advertising tools available to small to medium-sized businesses. In consulting hundreds of different small businesses, I have yet to encounter one small business that has done too much paid advertising on social media. I would be stretched to say that I've even found one small business that's paid enough in paid advertising. Tip number 13. The $500 rule. Trust me, you're not going to find the phrasing the $500 rule somewhere else on the internet. This is something that I've coined in my years of consulting. The $500 rule is basically this. If you were to take $500 and spend it with another local advertising company, whether it be the newspaper, radio station, or the TV station, you're going to get one ad blasted out to thousands of people. Now that might at face value seem appealing, but what if I told you that you could take that same $500 and pivot it into a social media advertising strategy that allowed you to target 10, 20, maybe even 100 different target markets and spend it $5 to $10 at a time, having multiple different advertisements tailored to your specific target markets. Instead of having a one and done attitude when it comes to your advertising and placing one message hoping to reach all of your potential customers, why not create specific custom advertisements targeted towards men, women, older generations, younger generations, and do it all within one strategy and one ad spend. The $500 rule is a golden rule in advertising to go and spend your money the most efficiently and effective way by using social media. Tip number 14, retargeting. Now listen guys, I could do an entirely separate video on retargeting, but unfortunately we don't have that kind of time in this video. Here's the highlights of what retargeting is. Have you ever gone to Amazon and searched for some sunglasses, only to then bounce over to Facebook and see those same exact sunglasses within your newsfeed? That's retargeting. If you're a business, especially an e-commerce or service-based business, and you're interested in really upping your social media game and trying to close more sales, retargeting is a powerful tool to try and get your potential customers not to only look at your website once, but then come back again and again. If you want to close more sales, research retargeting by simply searching within Google, and you'll find powerful answers on how to best boost your sales on social media. Tip number 15, building funnels. Now, in the marketing industry, it's actually pretty common to talk about funnel building, but for small businesses, we often don't know what that means. Well, here's a quick example. Let's say that you are a vegan cupcake business. Now, a vegan cupcake business isn't quite the same as a regular cupcake business that probably has a very large demographic of customers. A vegan cupcake business has to narrow down their potential customers from a large list of people that are interested. Here's how that might work. If you're trying to build a funnel as a vegan cupcake business, you're likely going to start out with a large group of people. Let's say that you run an advertisement on social media. That advertisement leads people to go to your website. Automatically, this is the first stage of the funnel. As soon as a potential customer takes an action to visit your website, they have become a part of a larger marketing funnel. The second step might be leading them to sign up for a specific email newsletter. That email newsletter then gets them to the second part of your overall marketing funnel. The third piece might be that they click on a particular email offer that you send them, and that offer allows them to buy your product. That's the final stage of a 3-step marketing funnel that you created to try and narrow down a very large customer base into your target market. This is essentially how marketing funnels work. You can create them for your own businesses by simply evaluating what the best strategies are to lead your customers to a purchasing decision. Tip number 16, growing your following. First of all, let me say this. People get overly obsessed with their number of followers or likes on their business page. Growing your following shouldn't be your primary goal. Yes, it's a good thing to show success within your social media strategy, but no, it should never be the primary focus of your overall social media marketing. Ultimately, growing your following should happen organically because you're providing value to your end user. If you're doing anything to try and gamify this, whether it's aggressive contests or trying to solicit likes in exchange for free product or any other type of strategy that is inorganic and is harmful to your overall page, it's not going to do you any actual business good. Make sure that you're growing your page by providing value to your overall customer base. Tip number 17, cross promotion. So just like we were talking about in tip number 16, growing your overall audience, cross promotion is a great strategy if you want to try and grow your overall following. Cross promotion is essentially where you pair up with another business or organization and talk about maybe their product or their service, or have them talk about your product and your service in a way that allows you to tag them or have them tag you on social media. This allows you to get that kind of cross exposure from one brand to another. Now, it's important when you're making your decision about who you're going to cross promote with that it makes sense for your overall brand. For example, it might make sense to pick another leader within your community and have them act as a cross-promoting organization, or it might make more sense to focus on a business that's similar but not the same as yours and offers complementary products or services. These are two different ways that you can use cross-promotion to grow your social media following. Tip number 18, influencer marketing. Similar to cross promotions, influencer marketing is a unique strategy where you collaborate with other individuals to try and promote your organization, business, brand, or your particular product or service. Influencer marketing is a very common strategy, especially when we look at a social media platform like Instagram. Instagram actually coined the phrase influencer and has made it into its own separate job category. There are Instagram influencers all across the globe that charge hundreds of thousands of dollars in some cases to cross-promote other people's brands, products, and services. You can use influencer marketing as a small business simply by looking at your specific community and asking yourself, who's the most popular? Who makes the most sense for my organization? And who do I trust to carry on the overall look, feel, and mission of my brand or organization? Reach out to those individuals, see if they're interested in cross-promoting your particular products or services, and then negotiate what the exchange might be. This will lead to some awesome exposure for your organization, while also probably costing you less than running a paid advertisement. It also has the added benefits of having a larger level of consumer confidence because it's not just a paid advertisement, it's coming from someone that people trust. Tip number 19, contests. First off, let me start out by saying that we don't generally advocate for a large number of contests for businesses. Ultimately, contests can get kind of spammy and lead your overall user base and customer base not to necessarily think of you as someone that's a thought leader or someone who's trying to really provide value for them, and instead you're just trying to do a more salesy type approach. But if you do feel like a contest is something that makes sense for your particular organization, make sure that you're doing it in a way that's relevant for both your business purposes and for your potential customers. For example, if you're a bank who's interested in sourcing more potential customers that might either get their home loan with them or open up other accounts, it probably doesn't make as much sense to do a general giveaway of a concert ticket or a television or something that doesn't make sense for the potential customers that might be interested in doing business with a bank. Instead, maybe give away something relevant to people that are looking at making a change within their living situation. For example, a free move. Use this as an opportunity to cross-promote with another local moving company and also give away something very specific to the product or service that you're interested in selling, like a mortgage. This approach will likely lead to a better success rate within your contest and give you a better opportunity to take that contest winner and convert them into a customer. Alright guys, it's time for the final tip of the day. Tip number 20, the direct message. If you're looking at using social media in a more one-to-one fashion, there's an awesome tool called the direct message. The direct message is a way to reach out to a potential customer in a one-to-one fashion and start a conversation. Some platforms that include direct messaging capabilities include Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn has some different things around pay features that maybe prevent you from doing direct messages too often. And Instagram and Twitter can count you as someone who's doing harassment if you send too many messages on too consistent of a basis. However, both platforms allow for a really cool opportunity for you to use the search capabilities to find potential customers that make sense for your target market, reach out to them, and start conversations using the direct message functionality. Now, I'll give you one last tip on this, which is come up with a strategy before you start reaching out to these individuals. If you come at them with a sales approach, you're probably going to fall flat on your face. But if you try and find a way to build a relationship and deliver value to them, you'll probably have a much higher chance of success. Using the direct message is an often undervalued approach by most small businesses. Think about using it within your overall social media strategy. Alright guys, I hope you found this information useful. To be clear, this was just a quick list of ways to up your social media game. Obviously, there's a lot more to learn, and I'm sure you have more questions, so for more information, you can follow helpful sites like Hootsuite or the Social Media Examiner. These are a couple places I personally watch out for industry news. Otherwise, if you have specific questions for me or if you want to schedule an appointment for a one-on-one consultation, you can always drop me a line at wes@automediagroup.com. Thanks again, guys, and I hope we talk soon.